We'll be getting into our first keynote of the day, which is, of course, going to be presented by Mr. Sanjay Sharma, who's the CEO of Asia School of Business. I'm not sure if he's going to open up for Q&As, but if he does, you're welcome to ask any questions. Just raise your hands and we'll get a roving microphone to you. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, to speak to us on connected intelligence, designing AI-ready nations through IoT and data infrastructure, please welcome Mr. Sanjay Sharma.
Thank you. Thank you. So I want to ask you how many devices there are in this. Can you see how many devices there are? Can you count? Each of you has a smartphone. Many of you have smartwatches. If you look up or look around, can you hear me? Yep. You can see computers. You can see displays. What else are there? Come on. What else do you see? Speak up. Lights? Lights? Are the lights connected? By the way, how stupid is it that today in the 21st century, we turn a light on or off by breaking a circuit? They should be IoT. You should be able to turn a light on or off simply by signaling it. But even today, it's very old-fashioned. Okay, lights. Projectors, what else? Come on. Get going. Lapel mics, lots of mics around. What else? What? I can't. Doors. Okay, are the doors connected? Maybe, right? Maybe the doors are connected. In many hotels, if you open the door, the AC turns off, right? So that's a connected door. And if your door is alarmed, when the door opens or when the glass breaks, alarm goes off. So it's connected too. What else? We have air conditioners, right? Coffee machines. There's a coffee machine there from YTL. If you haven't played with it, it's pretty awesome. And robots. So there are also some robots here. Ladies and gentlemen, you live in a world that is only scratching the surface of automation. Forget AI for the moment. Automation. Can you hear me? Yeah. This is the start of the automation revolution. You ain't seen nothing yet. Nothing. Even now, to turn the light off, someone's got to go turn a switch. Or maybe there's an interface on an iPad, but it's really not connected. Today, when the room gets warm, strictly speaking, what happens is someone goes and cranks up the AC. There's a thermostat, but the thermostat cannot count the number of people. It cannot anticipate. It is only a matter of time before the door, the air conditioner, the cameras, they're all connected. You can see how crowded the auditorium is and crank up the AC in advance. We're only in the beginning, and this is this hall. Your home is like that. My home is like that. Right now, I'm here in Malaysia. My wife is in India, and our daughter is in the US. We all monitor our home using IoT. We know when the door opens. We know when the garage door opens. Okay, we can monitor our cats. We can see when the cat sitter came home. This is the world you're all heading towards. Now, if you take all the connected things in this auditorium right now, let's take, for example, the audio-visual system. I decided not to go with slides because I want to make the point more viscerally. But if I had slides, they would be projected from and they would be controlled by a clicker, right? Everything is very ad hoc right now. The clicker talks to the computer advances a slide. It's very ad hoc. The projector are my slides, which I emailed this morning, which the clicker will advance on that, but not on some other laptop. The lapel mic was set up by this staff, and they control it. So it's a very dedicated little subsystem just for this event. And there's a different subsystem for the Nexus event. And there are different subsystems for the lights, doors. It's a very, very balkanized, very, very individualized, insulated set of systems. And each of these people, the great staff who are running the AV here, they are pilots. They're like pilots. They're piloting this system, just like a pilot flies a plane. Okay? Now, a plane, if you think about it, is in fact a similar system. If you think about the number of sensors and actuators on a plane, from the navigation system to the turbulence detection, lift, to the attitude sensor. When which plane was it that crashed? The Boeing planes, the sensor was broken. That's how complex a plane is. We're all heading to a point where your home, this auditorium, will become as complex as a plane. And just as the AV system here is a pilot, all of us become the pilots of systems we control. My home is a wife and my daughter, we're all pilots too. We control it. So this is the world we're headed towards. You will all be doing what is called fly-by-wire. How many of you know what fly-by-wire is? What is fly-by-wire? Fly-by-wire is an approach in aviation. It's essentially autopilot. The pilot doesn't actually literally change the ailerons to turn. The pilot gives the instruction to turn, and an automated system turns the plane. Because there's a whole bunch of things involved. There's the rudder, there's the ailerons, there is the yaw, the pitch. All that has to be controlled by a very complex system. So the pilot operates at a level above the control system. So planes are very automated today. It's extraordinary. So autopilot is a subset of what is called fly-by-wire. So we're heading towards a world when everything will be fly-by-wire. So the AV system in 3 years, 5 years will be one person, overseeing a whole bunch of highly connected systems, whether it's the mic or the slides or the lights or the projector. It's all connected. And this one person is watching it on an iPad and monitoring it, and it's running itself. And that person only steps in when things don't go according to plan, either because the schedule changed or someone fainted or the speaker didn't show up. That's where they step in. This is the world we're headed towards, where everything is fly-by-wire. In that world, when things are so complex, you will have a lot of artificial intelligence baked in. AI will run a lot of these systems. So, for example, when a lot of people come into the room, the camera, the computer vision in that detects the number of people and cranks up the AC. That's going to be AI. And so you will have this highly hybrid system of connected things that run themselves with one pilot. And the role of that pilot, specifically, is to make sure that everything is going to plan, and when there's an exception, stepping up. This is our world. By the way, your car is like that already. Okay? It's getting more and more like that. I have a Tesla, self-driving Tesla, which is right? But a Tesla self-driving car is like that. A Tesla self-driving car basically drives itself. The driver operates at a very high level, like a fighter pilot. You don't operate at a low level. And there are lots of systems in between. AI, controls, Internet of Things, automation that drive your car. The term Internet of Things was actually invented in my lab. And now I'm seeing with artificial intelligence, with augmented reality, with cheap networking, it is everywhere. And for the first time, I'm seeing AI, IoT come together to create the seamless system that runs itself. Now, here's the problem. Many years ago, actually not many years ago, 2 years ago, I was in a plane, and the pilot, it's a private plane, he flies his own plane. It's a private jet, right? And this pilot, at that time, he was 73 years old. And there is no co-pilot. It was just me and him in his plane. So I turned to him and I said, Bob, what happens if you fall sick? He says, you die, my friend. Because I don't know how to fly a jet. I've taken some flying lessons, but I cannot fly a jet. I certainly cannot land a jet. Which is why, in major airlines, you always have two pilots. A pilot and a co-pilot. Why? Did you know, for example, that the pilot and the co-pilot never eat the same meal? Did you know that? If one orders fish, the other person cannot eat fish. The captain gets first dibs. The other person has to eat the chicken or the vegetarian meal. Because if there's food poisoning, they don't want the pilot and co-pilot poisoned. You probably know that the pilot and the co-pilot cannot both leave the cockpit at the same time. Nor Can the pilot be alone in the cockpit? So a flight attendant goes in. So that's the amount of hygiene and rigor it takes to run a plane safely. The pilot is so important. Now, the question for you, because this talk is not just about designing AI-ready systems for connected intelligence, but also for people. The question for you is, how many of you are pilots? How many of you are like me in that private jet, hoping my friend Bob would not have a heart attack? Ladies and gentlemen, you're all going to be on a plane, whether you like it or not. It's not your choice. It is happening. You're all on a plane. Okay? It's coming. Are you pilots? Have you trained to be pilots? Do you at least understand how a plane works? So if you have to land the plane and the air traffic control says, turn left, you know how to turn left or turn right? Do you know what the joystick does? Do you know how to operate the comms? Maybe you won't be a full pilot, but at least you should be able to land the plane. We are at a very special time. It's a very important time in the evolution of technology. We are yielding control slowly, steadily, and most importantly, without realizing it, to automation systems. It's happening right now. It's very easy for us to delegate because who the hell wants to do more work? So we give it up, no problem. It's like my car. If it says, do you want me to take over and keep everything in the same lane? I go, yeah, because I can stop paying attention, listen to a podcast. We are slowly yielding control. But in the end, you have to become the pilot of your systems, of your life, your family, your kids, your spouse, your elderly parents, your grandkids. Are you ready to be a pilot is the question. And my worry is entire nations are forgetting that they need pilots. Entire nations. Some nations are preparing to provide the pilots, and some nations are content without realizing it to simply become passengers. The question to you is, to all of us is, which nation are you? Which nation is Malaysia? Is Malaysia a nation producing pilots and people aware of piloting? Or is Malaysia a nation of passengers? Because before you know it, you will be flying in this automation system that you're sitting in, and it's getting automated from under your feet. The only way, especially if you're a country like Malaysia, which is small, relatively rich in the neighborhood, is to become a nation of pilots. Otherwise, you do not control your fate. Otherwise, you put your fate in systems you don't understand and control in people you don't know. This is the reality. Take my word for it. It's happening in America. If you take what's happening in America today, if you take all the crazy politics that you're seeing around the world, a lot of it is about control. Who controls what? Where was that code written? Cybersecurity is another one. It's bad enough to be on a plane. It's another matter entirely if your plane can be taken over by someone else. A lot of the insecurities, yes, it's shaped as jobs and industry and so on, but a lot of the insecurities are coming because people are beginning to feel they're losing control over the plane that they've all slowly gotten into without thinking about it. So this is a very existential time. So to create a nation of pilots, without further ado, I'll just say that the most important thing is to upskill. I can speak a lot about upskilling. I don't want to. I think the most important thing I want to explain to you is that we, you, I, all of us, are on a burning platform. It doesn't matter whether it's Pablo from Spain or Sanjay from America and India, or all of you are from Malaysia or other parts of the world. It does not matter. We have to take charge, because right now, the charge is being taken by a system of automation, not of our creation. So thank you very much. I hope you have a great conference. They said that if I could take a question or two, I think we have a couple of minutes, I'm happy to take them. But if not, I'm very happy to also talk to you outside. So thank you very much. So, any questions? Any disagreements? Any controversial or provocative thoughts? Anyone want to disagree? Yes, sir. I know this gentleman. Go ahead. There's a mic coming for you.
Hi, Professor. How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you again. In this world you were describing, would we be flying those planes the same way we fly them in Europe than in Asia? I'm talking protocols here and approaches and governance.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, in this world, you better be flying the plane. You don't want to be a passenger only.
I mean the same way.
No, we may not be flying it the same way. We may not. You may decide that you will use a different protocol from the West, right? You may decide that you will use a different platform from the West or from the East, from China, right? You may decide that you will do your own homegrown platform. In fact, at the YTL booth, I noticed that they've just a Malaysian large language model that speaks in various Malay dialects, including Kelantanese, you know? So I'm very impressed by that. But whatever it is, you need a plan. Not having a plan, not an option. And what I'm seeing everywhere is the absence of a plan, but even worse, the absence of a plan to have a plan. And that is a very dire state. Anyway, just in the interest, oh, we have one more question or no? Okay. So in the interest of time, thank you very much and lovely to see you all. Thanks.